Hello everybody, welcome back to the Essential Aisle. Erin here. Today we're going to make a seasonal cold process soap and I have a guest. My sister Ellie is here with us today. She came up with the idea for this soap, she designed it, and I'm just here to bring it to life. So say hello, Ellie.
Hi.
So this is going to be a joint effort today and I think that you are really going to like it. Today we are going to be making pumpkin cheesecake soap, and you guys, this smells so good. It smells like, I don't know, something that I would want to eat. It is amazing. I will put the fragrance notes up on the screen if I can find them. Hopefully they'll be listed on the website. But if you saw my last pumpkin soap video, you will know that I have already melted some pumpkin puree into our last solution. This is a 100% substitution, so it's going to be a super nice soap. Now, the plan is we're going to add our pumpkin solution to our base oils and see what sort of color we get. Today the base oils have a lot of olive oil in them, which has a very significantly green tint to it. So if I need to, I've got some orange vibrance mica from Nurture Soap mixed in with some sweet almond oil, and that's just in case we need to give that pumpkin a little bit of a boost. And we also have some titanium dioxide pre-mixed with water, and I have pre-mixed today just to avoid any sort of clumps or unincorporated mica or anything like that. So hopefully that works out good. In the base, we also have some Snowflake Sparkle Mica. I've used this a couple of times on this channel, but for any of you that haven't seen those videos, this is just sparkle. It does not add any sort of color to your soap whatsoever. It is just for pretty. And we've also got some white kaolin clay in the base. This gives the soap a really nice slip on the skin. It makes it very creamy. This is going to be a super luxurious soap, and I'm super excited to get started. So, I guess we're ready to jump into making this soap. Are you ready? Ready? Ready. Okay. Alrighty, everybody, that's all the mixing we're going to be doing because we were just sitting here talking, and we do want to add just a little bit of orange vibrance to the base, and it's nice and fluid still, so that's great, but we do still want to pick up our speed just a little bit. I'm going to put this over here, Ellie. Okay, so I'm going to pour a little bit off because we are going to be doing an in the pot swirl. And we are starting to thicken, so we need to move. Will you grab another spatula, Ellie? Okay, so we are going to add titanium dioxide to this. Ellie, will you please stir that and stir it well? And to this, we're just going to add a little bit of orange just to help it. sure you're scraping the sides and the bottom. Does that look a little bit better?
Yes.
Closer to what you wanted. All right, does it look good?
Yes.
All right, so now we are going to do a drop swirl. Ellie, I'm going to have you hold the spatula. And we're going to pour at 12, 3, 6, and 9. And everybody knows on this channel that I am not clean when it comes to soap. And then we're just going to give that a quick swirl just to give it a head start. We'll set that in there. Let me grab a paper towel to clean up my mess. Again, can't make a video without making a mess. No such thing as a clean table on my channel. I'm going to turn it this way, and now we are going to pour this in. That's going to be really nice, Ellie. Okay, hand me a spatula really fast, please. Thank you. And the reason that it is speeding up, even though it's got a lot of olive oil in it, which tends to slow down trace, is because pumpkin has a lot of natural sugar in it. And anything with sugar in it is going to make your soap thicken faster. Okay. So now I'm going to bang this down on the floor to get rid of air bubbles. Okay. And now we're going to take some of this leftover creamy white color that we've got. We're going to put a little bit on top to swirl. It is already starting to set up that bottom layer, I can tell. There we go. So what made you pick this fragrance, Ellie?
I wanted something that was kind of unique for the fall time that I know a lot of people will enjoy.
Well, I certainly enjoy it. It smells so good. It's insane. It literally smells like some kind of crazy pumpkin cheesecake fudge or a Yankee candle for fall or something like that. It's insanely good. Okay, we're going to bang this down again. And now we are going to maybe swirl the top. Ooh, I don't think I have any droppers in here. I'll be right back. All right, I've got a dropper here. It's got some dried up melt and pour soap in the top, but we're just going to pretend that it doesn't. I'm going to swirl this top. Ooh. We're just doing an infinity swirl, which I do entirely too much on this channel, but it's so pretty. There we go. Bang down one more time. All right. So there we go. Now, we're just going to clean up the edges. All right, let's bring you all in for a close-up. So, this is what we've got. We have a lovely pumpkin-y orange base with a light, creamy, tan, cheesecake-colored swirl, but this soap is not done yet. After we get it cut, we've got some things to decorate it with, so make sure you stick around. That's all for this portion of the video. Stick around for the cut. We are back to cut the pumpkin cheesecake soap. Wanted to show everybody how it turned out. We are super happy with how this color came out. But there's the sides. There is a little bit of pitting, but again, that's no big deal. That's from the thickening of the soap. And once we get it cut into bars, it's not even going to be noticeable, so it's not that big of a deal. But I love how the cream part came out. It looks just like cheesecake to me. And that pumpkin is gorgeous. And then there is our top, of course. And it looks super yummy. Now, you can see this gritty texture. That is the natural texture of the pumpkin puree. And it gives a nice, really gentle, super light exfoliating effect to the soap. And it's fantastic. Pumpkin soaps is one of my favorite soaps ever. So, let's go on and cut our first. I'm so excited to see how this looks. Okay. Alright, so there's one side, and the big reveal, da 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 da, there we go. Oh my gosh, it looks super yummy. There's the top. Ellie, you want to take a look at your masterpiece? Ellie is back with me today for the cut. She couldn't miss this part. She also has to help me finish them because they are not done even after we cut. You can just set it back here. That'll work. Okay. So there's one side and then the other. Look how yummy. And you can see all the flecks in it. That is not mica, believe it or not. That is the natural flakes of the pumpkin in there. And the top. Okay, you want to try cutting them?
I want to cut one.
Okay, so slide this forward. There you go. Now, you're going to bring this down. It takes a little bit of force. You don't have to slam it, but it'll cut right through. There you go. Now pull this part of the loaf back and pull that out and show the camera. There you go. Yep, you're in view.
One side. Very pretty.
Super swirly. Ooh.
Other side.
Yes. Show the
And
top.
the top.
Yes. I'm so happy with how this came out. I was really worried when it got real thick that our swirl wasn't going to come through very much. But it has surprised me. What do you think, Ellie? Give us your thoughts on this soap that you have created.
I think it turned out great. The exact look and the exact colors and stuff that I wanted, so I'm very happy.
That's always so satisfying, is having a soap come out exactly the way that you pictured it, or sometimes better. I've had that happen. I'll come up with a design in my head just before. I don't usually plan ahead with my soap designs, not normally. We've had this planned for how long though, Ellie?
Over a month.
Over a month, yeah. We were waiting for the right time to do it. And now is the time.
And the scent is very strong.
Yes, the scent is amazing, you guys. If you're looking for a pumpkin dessert sort of treat smell and you're into pumpkin, I highly recommend this one. It's not pumpkin spice. It's definitely a sweet pumpkin scent. You can definitely smell cheesecake notes in there. It's so very yummy. So there's one side. Look at that swirl. Oh my gosh. The other. The top. I'm glad that there aren't any air bubbles also, because that was a slight concern when I saw how thick it got, but I did bang the tarnation out of the mold on the floor to try to get rid of as many as possible, and I think that it was just fluid enough that I was able to keep out the air bubbles, so that makes me even happier. And I believe I've mentioned at least once before already, these are not done even after the cut. We have a little bit of decorating to do to these bars. I'm very excited for it because I don't generally do this very often. And actually, this is the last cut, everybody. I generally only do this to special occasion soaps, and really I've only done it to one soap, which was the Valentine's soap. So if you haven't seen that video, I recommend taking a look at that. So there's the back of the bar. You can get a nice look at all of that nice pumpkin texture in there. In the top. Then here is our final bar. One side and then the other. Look how pretty. And the top. It looks just like a marbled cheesecake. I mean, that's awesome. I'm super happy with how this turned out. But that is not all, you guys. Stick around. We've got a couple of things that we need to get ready, and we will be right back. All right. So we are ready to start decorating. In this container, I've got some melted clear melt and pour soap. We are going to drizzle each of these bars to make it look like it's got like a chocolate ganache or something on it. So for that, we are going to be using the Mocha Brown Mica, my favorite brown ever. This is the best brown. It is so pretty. So I'm just going to dump some of this in. Oh, that's a lot, but that's okay. We might need to add more even. We'll have to see. I'm just going to stir this in. And because this melt and pour is clear, instead of a white goat's milk or just a regular white melt and pour base, you're going to see all of that pretty shimmer. The entire bit of the mica is going to come through, and it's going to be beautiful. Like, look at that. Is that not so pretty? Look at that. It looks like liquid metal or something. I don't know. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to show you guys what we're going to do. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit. All right. So I'm going to turn it this way so you all can see. Get these out of the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dropper. And I'm just going to suck up some of this melt and pour. Good thing about melt and pour is that it does tend to cool off fairly quickly, but you can melt it right back down. And we're just going to drizzle this all across the top and let it drip down the sides and the edges. It's going to get on the table, but that's okay. How's it looking on the back, Ellie? Got some good drips?
Looking good. Yep.
We'll add a couple of more drips just because, just for funsies. There we go. And now we are going to spray. This is 99% rubbing alcohol to get rid of any bubbles that we can. And we're going to let that sit and harden up. Is that not gorgeous? That is so pretty. Look at that. As soon as it dries, as soon as it sits, I'll bring one in for a close-up for you guys. But we are going to go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, wanted to show you all a close-up of what we've got so far. There is that drizzle. We did it around all of the edges, all sides, and it is looking so yummy. And on the top, and we're just waiting for these to get good and dry now. They're still a little bit tacky, so I don't want to bother them too much just yet. But for our next step, let me go ahead and show you the last addition to these little soap bars. We made a bunch of these. These are teeny tiny little bitty pumpkins. How cute is that? And this is just white melt and pour base with orange vibrance mica in it. These are going to go right on top, in the middle like that. And that is going to be our finished soap. But first, I want to let these dry and harden before we mess with them. So we will be back in just a few minutes to finish up our pumpkin cheesecake soap. Okay, we're now at our last step for our pumpkin cheesecake soap. I've got our little embeds. I have cleaned up the edges just a little bit. It's a flat bottom, or rather a flat top embed mold, so sometimes there's a little bit of overflow, but I just trim that off very carefully with a knife. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of melt and pour to stick these right on top, right in the middle of the soap, just like that. Is that not freaking adorable? Holy crap, I can't stand it. Okay. So I'm just going to take my dropper again. And you don't need much, you guys. You just need a little bit of drizzle wherever you're going to place your embed. Just like that. Stick your embed on. Fill in any gaps if you need to, like soap glue. Sorry, Ellie, I'm going to lean around you here for a second. There you go. Little pumpkin cheesecake soap. I'll bring you in for a close-up. So there you go. How cute is that? Look at that. It looks like pumpkin cheesecake, marbled pumpkin cheesecake with a chocolate drizzle and a little pumpkin on top. So we're just going to do this to the rest of these soaps. I hope you all enjoyed this video. We certainly enjoyed making these soaps. These are probably the favorite soap that I have ever made because these are absolutely adorable. And for anyone curious, we did not do the pumpkin inside of the raw soap as I did with the Woo soap with my embeds because we wanted to do this chocolate drizzle and we wanted none of it to be on top of the pumpkin because we wanted that little adorable pumpkin right there to shine through. So if you don't want to do the drizzle or if you want to chance drizzling around an embed, you're more than welcome to stick them right into your raw cold process soap. But this is just how we chose to do it this time. We thought it would work out better. And if you ask me, I think it worked out phenomenally. So we're going to do this to the rest of our soaps. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that way you will never miss one of my uploads. Leave me a comment down below. Please tell me what you think about this soap. We are super anxious to see what you have to say. It was so much fun to make. We're in love with it. And we will see you all for the next video. Bye-bye.